Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar where we are going to be discussing interesting concept of how we leverage OpenAI along with our integration platform. And I have Abhishek with me. Abhishek is Vice President Product at Appsy Connect. Hey Abhishek, really thanks for taking the time to participate in this webinar. Why don't you go
Uh,
ahead and introduce yourself, Abhishek?
Yeah, hi Shalindu. So my name is Abhishek and I am the VP product in Appsy Connect. So I have been working with the development field for a long time. So I have been an MVP, Microsoft MVP since 2011, and I have helped in different areas of software development. So I have seen the journey of from a developer to the architect and then VP. So I work with the product team, and my main job is to help and develop the product in such a way so that customers can use it in a better way. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. That is a great achievement, being Microsoft MVP for so long. And for the audience, Abhishek is a go-to guy whenever we have technical, architectural, or any inputs which are required on the platform side. Perfect. So, yeah, Abhishek,
Yeah.
go ahead. All yours.
Okay. So before we start, I'll give you a brief about how the technology landscape is going through right now. So if you think of 10 years back, we are in a world where the AI and artificial intelligence and things what we watch in the TVs or shows, they are actually available only for the elite classes. But now the disruption that is coming in the technology is that AI and other services are actually more user friendly and more available to the end users. So that is why any developer who is building an application now, they can leverage the use of these new cutting edge technologies in their platform to enhance the product and services. So in this webinar, what we will do, we will show you these kind of solutions where you can uh, avail the where you can use the AI as a service, and you can uh, improve the throughput of the integration. So as Alan D has said, technology through automation and artificial intelligence is definitely one of the most disruptive sources. So that's definitely that where we are in this world, where we have the technology and artificial intelligence are disrupting the area of integration. So if I go to our main objective of this session, so what we will show is we will show you a low code platform which is Appsy Connect, an iPaaS solution, and we will integrate uh, our services with the AI such that we can get more ROI from our integration project. So in this demo, what we will do, we will integrate the material masters in SAP S4 HANA with Shopify for product listing.
Perfect. I think recently, Abhishek, I don't know whether you're aware, there was a customer who was going live. They had SAP as a backend ERP system, and they were probably using Shopify or WooCommerce as their e-commerce engine. And they had 30 or 40,000 SKUs which they had to list. And the cutover was so challenging for them, especially because they had to plug in a lot of missing information. When I say missing information, something that the ERP did not require them to do, something like product images, long descriptions, attributes of the product. So they were not relevant from ERP point of view, but from the e-commerce standpoint, they were like very much necessary because that kind of influenced the buying decision of the customer. So this is like pretty interesting, how you could actually transform an incomplete material master in SAP and enrich it. That's pretty interesting.
Exactly. So basically, yeah, so this is the solution that we are talking about. So what we did is we have a very basic information in our SAP system. So our material master in SAP S/4HANA is having only the name of the product, and through the use of generative AI through OpenAI services, what we will do, we will try to create the long description of the product, which takes a lot of time to write. So we will use the AI to write the long description, the weight, the color, as well as we will try to generate the images of the product. So images is something which requires a lot of time, right? So here what we'll do, we will try to integrate the data from SAP, and we will provide more information from AI and create a full-fledged product listing on the Shopify e-commerce. So here, what we were going to use in this demonstration is our AppC Connect, of course, and we will use the Shopify API. We will use the S/4HANA iDocs, and also we will incorporate the OpenAI services where we are using two services. One is the uh, chat completion, and another is the uh, image generation service to ornament this data and put it into the product listing site of Shopify. So let's move
Perfect.
it into the demo. Yeah,
So what
right.
Abhishek you're saying is that one record in ERP, you're going to enrich it with images on the fly, long description on the fly, get it from OpenAI, and make a complete Shopify page out of it.
Exactly, exactly. Because those things are right now available as a service. So we can use the Chat GPT engine to generate all these information on the fly.
Great, great.
Yes. So I'll just go to my material master. I kept it open, so just I'll show you. So you see that there is a product which we call as Adidas Men Run Falcon 2.0. And if you
Right.
see, there is no other data available in this section.
Right.
So I'll just post this information, only this Adidas Run Falcon shoe, and I'll try to populate all the other data by itself.
Perfect. And before you sync that, Abhishek, do you want to show the Shopify backend once?
Yes, yes. Just I'm going to show the Shopify backend as well. So here you see the Shopify, and there are a lot of products, but
I see that you have already done a lot of testing, Abhishek, with a lot of products. Are
yeah,
these all AI
exactly,
generated?
exactly. Yeah, so all of them are generated by the integration itself.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so basically all these products are so from SAP we just got this name,
Mhm.
and the information is populated on the fly.
Perfect. Let's
So
let's see
for
how it goes with Adidas shoes then.
exactly, exactly. So I'll just post this.
Yeah, you can minimize this window, I guess. That should be okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll just put the name. Yeah, and the logical system will be FCCon Inc.
Mhm.
And I will send the material in full and I'll post it.
So what you're doing right now, Abhishek, is you're sending the material information to AppC Connect, and then AppC Connect is calling OpenAI, right?
Yes, yes. So basically, it will send the entire material information as an IDOC to AppC Connect. So in AppC Connect side, we will have a triggered process flow, which will receive this information and repopulate all the information through OpenAI and then send it back to Shopify.
Perfect.
So if I go to my portal, so this is the flow that is going to be executed.
Yeah.
So here, if you see,
Okay. So just for the audience who are joining us for the first time, Apps Connect is an iPaaS solution, and then it's a low-code iPaaS solution where you can actually design your entire integration in something like a flow chart, which we call as process flow that Abhishek was showing earlier. And yeah, so yeah, Abhishek.
yeah. So basically, if you see this SAP ECC node, this is the start of the process flow. And if you see, there is no such data which talks about the description of the product. So we only have this information about the title of the product.
Right.
So there is no description. So if you scroll down or scroll up, you will see no description. Now, if I go to this mapper, and if I show the transaction file of the mapper once, you'll see the body HTML is actually generated. And there are images also. These are base64 images. So all these are generated from the OpenAI solution. So now if I
Awesome.
go to my Shopify, and if I refresh, so you see this Adidas men non-welcome.
Right.
This is the same product that I have sent it from SAP. And if I open this, you see it's populated with the images, the product information, quantity, yeah, those things, the product description, all these things.
Awesome. So this is like a complete page, which you can actually see on Shopify side, right? Enriched page, enriched information.
Exactly, exactly. So it is actually a basic information which, so whenever you are trying to open an e-commerce site, you don't want to spend a lot of time in building this product information because it takes time. So
Right.
it will give you a template and the site will be ready, and then gradually you can add your information on the product.
Got
Exactly. So that helps a lot actually. I mean, if we have a lot of product in the application, then you can integrate all of them together very quickly
it.
and make it
Absolutely.
easy.
Right. It looks good, Abhishek.
Yes. So so if I just brief about this flow, so uh, what it does is actually it receives the data from SAP ECC and it passes to these OpenAI tools. So these OpenAI will call the APIs and it will receive the data from OpenAI, and then the entire data and it will put it into a temporary storage, and then through mapper it will again send these information incorporate these information into the API body and then send it to Shopify.
Perfect.
That's how it is working.
Great.
Okay. So now moving back to the slide again. So if we want to recap the integration, so what we did is we just generated the product images through the OpenAI service. So there is a separate image generation service which is available on openai.com. So you can create an account in OpenAI and you will get that service available. So that's a simple REST API. So you can through that you can generate the images. You can use the chat completion API use through the same API stack, OpenAI, and you will get the long description of the product. We have not used the translation of the content, but we have the translator API as well in OpenAI, which you can use to convert these information into French or Spanish if you have multiple stores of the same Shopify account. So you
Mhm.
can add the different translations on the same product. So that
Got it.
if someone visits the let's say Spanish store, so he will see the information, all the information in Spanish only.
Right.
So
I see
those
that
things
you
you can
also
do.
can populate product attributes. So something like weight. Is that
Yes,
something
yes,
like
yes.
we can?
So
Okay.
attributes like weight, or different variants, all these
Hmm.
things you can also do.
Got it.
So these capabilities will enhance the power of integration, like without spending a lot of time in manual work, we can leverage this to the AI solution.
Got it. Perfect.
Yeah, so these are some of the benefits that we found out. So it is the time saving feature, saves countless hours of e-commerce and ERP managers, because writing the description and putting all these minute things into the product is time consuming, as well as require a lot of effort, as well as there you might say that it takes a lot of time to market. So that is something. Automated image maintenance. So that is also we have just shown
Right.
that how you can have a presentable image without actually uploading the image from yourself. Streamline product attributes, effortless multilingual support. So if you
Hmm.
have multilingual website, so you can use the text translation service to translate the description. So this solution is ideal for large inventories, particularly beneficial for companies with large number of SKUs, because if you have large number of SKUs, that means you will take more time to go to market,
Right.
right? Yeah. So that's how the benefits again build customer trust, boost conversion rates. So basically, if you publish your product without having this description, then you cannot actually say your customers would buy it, because they will not see a lot of information about the product.
One
So
question
it
here
actually
though,
builds.
Abhishek, is
Yeah.
that would you be able to like, get product reviews or feedbacks from other buyers? Because if you want to build, customer trust, right? If is there a way you can, pull in reviews, the recent reviews of that product from OpenAI?
Yes, 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 of course. I mean, so if let's say the product is publicly available, then it might be reviewed by someone else in different sites, right? So
Right.
the ChatGPT engine can pull those information into uh, through an API, and you can publish it directly in your platform.
Perfect.
So that is something we can also do.
Perfect. I see that you also mentioned, reduction in customer returns, and I can relate to it actually. So many times, we see merchants complaining that they have higher return rate because the buyer were not aware of, the complete specification of the product. So yeah, that is a very interesting point as well.
Exactly, exactly. Right, right. Also, another benefit is improve search engine optimization, because if you see any product, there are meta tags, meta descriptions. Those you can also populate through ChatGPT, because meta tags are something where the search engine optimizer will uh, research on every product and create the meta tags. But if you see these generative AI APIs, they can actually research for you and get you an exact meta tag that you should use for optimize the search engine. So
Right.
that helps a lot, because it reduces the effort of the search engine optimizer person.
Perfect.
Yeah, reduces customer returns with inaccurate accurate information. These are basic benefits. Yeah, utilize both textual and graphical product details.
So Abhishek, I know that you're almost done with the webinar. I just want, we had a few questions coming from the audience.
Yeah.
The first question is, as an integration company like yours, What are the use cases of AI that you see?
So some of the use cases that I have already showed you is the chat completion and image generation. But some other use cases like you can use the AI for prediction. Let's say uh, you have some product be sold more often during some time of a year, right? So you can use AI to actually predict the inventories of
Got
those
it.
products. And so the possibilities are immense. It requires you to think about what kind of solutions you want to incorporate, and you can actually add AI to it. So
Yeah, I can
everything that
also add to that
yeah,
experience. So internally at Appsy Connect, recently we used AI for code review. In fact,
exactly,
we got like we were able to catch two errors during the code review. So that was also an interesting use case of AI. And something that
exactly,
we've also been trying to develop is to predict the failure. Now, Appsy
yes,
Connect
yes,
is basically also a solution which runs on customer resources sometime. And then sometimes we see that resources usage goes up. So we are able to predict that,
exactly,
there's going to be a failure in integration. So that is also an interesting use case we are exploring.
exactly. So
Uh, yeah,
here we are using the own language model where you are having all these data and information into one place to predict something in future, right?
right, right. So
Yeah,
training the model is basically a key thing here as well, right?
exactly. Training the model.
There's another question, Abhishek. What are some of your learnings while using AI while integration? So what are some of the learnings that you see or can you share?
Uh, so through AI, AI is the concept. AI is not a very. I mean, it's a very old concept, AI. But now the things that we are seeing that AI is available as a service. So now people can use AI into their own application. But we have to think about that AI is something which uh, right now also if you see the AI is not very strong, it cannot replace a human being. So it is always that AI can make mistakes. So what we think that for instance in our solution, let's say we it produces the description, so it should have a disclaimer in the description says that it can so the user if the AI does some mistake, the user can go and see that it is an auto-generated description. Also, some of the things that we need to consider is AI is not for everything, because if something is not in public domain, then AI cannot think about it. For instance, let's say a product which is very specific to a very specific customer, and it is not available in the public domain.
Right.
So if you ask AI for the description of the same, then it might not get you a correct result.
Right. Because here you use, for example, Adidas shoes. That was like a
Ye-
public
Yes, yes,
product,
yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
yeah, got it.
Right, exactly.
Abhishek, do you come across any API rate limits as well while using OpenAPI?
Yes. For OpenAI, it's as a it is used as a service, right? So the REST API has a limit of 3 API calls per minute.
Okay.
So yeah, but it can be increased by paying them some amount.
Right. Okay. So
Yes,
buying
but
credits.
there is rate limit of obviously. You
Got it.
cannot use unlimited times.
So basically, while doing the integration, you need to consider the API rate limit. I know that Shopify it has its own limit. So that is also a learning that we
Yes,
want to share with the audience. So while you are integrating, you need to respect the API limits. There is
exactly.
another question um, on AppSy Connect. So what are the integration that AppSy Connect support? And maybe I can take this one up. So AppSy Connect
Yeah,
as a platform, we are compatible with about 70 plus platforms. We see a lot of integration between ERP, e-commerce, and CRM, as well as marketplace stacks. And yeah, and then we have pre-built integration within the popular use cases. So for example, if you consider like what Abhishek showed you, SAP and Shopify. So that is like a pre-packaged offering that we have, and we have like multiple such offerings in these in these platforms. So that is about Appsy Connect. And if you wish to explore, you can just see a marketplace where all the pre-packaged solution will be listed. There
perfect,
is
perfect.
another question on e-commerce. Which e-commerce platform do you see more often, or which e-commerce application do you see getting integrated with in the usual cases? So over the last few years, we have seen that Shopify has come out as a strong contender. We see a lot of Shopify integration. Traditionally, we have seen a lot of Magento or Adobe e-commerce integration as well. We find BigCommerce also to be a very relevant platform for large enterprises. So these are the common platform that we see. We also see a few WooCommerce integration, especially for
Mhm.
cost-sensitive customers. So these are the popular e-commerce application that we see. Abhishek, we're getting few more questions, but probably I'll have to park it, and maybe we can respond back to our audience on a one-to-one basis or listed in the webinar page as well. Is there
Right.
any other closing comment, Abhishek, from your side regarding topic?
Yeah, so basically we have learned how to utilize AI through this webinar, and I am hoping that the audience can leverage these AI solutions into their daily life, and they can use it in a better way to deliver it to the customers.
Okay. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thanks to the audience,
Thank-
and see you guys around. Bye.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Yeah.